Welcome everybody to this nesting doll tutorial where we're just going to be looking at the basics of how to get started using this app. In this tutorial I'm just going to show you the mechanics of how to use the app. So how to assign characters to the dolls, move those dolls around and interact with different features. So it's a much more of a technical how-to tutorial just to get you started quickly. So we're going to start the app and you'll see these two options. We're going to click the stacked option for this demonstration. This launches the app with 5 blank nesting dolls in the centre of the screen. Now currently the app allows for 10 nesting dolls on screen at any one time, and I'll show you how to get extra dolls later. So first things first, how do we move the nesting dolls? So we have got 5 nesting dolls there, I promise, they're all stacked up. To move the first one, we just move the mouse onto the top and I click and hold the left mouse button. So I've got the mouse button held now. You can see what's happened. It's a blue ball has appeared on the screen and this acts as a guide as I move the mouse around. So I've got the left mouse button held, and whilst it's held down it allows me to move this ball anywhere I want on the screen. And when I let go, the nesting doll moves to that location and we can see the second nesting doll underneath, and I can repeat this, and in this way I can move all of the nesting dolls, move them around, reposition them to my heart's content. Now let's turn these blank dolls into something a bit more interesting. So I've got a menu button at the top left which I will click. This opens this menu and I'm going to click the top option which lists a load of characters. So let's just grab a character. Let's pick up the policewoman. So I just clicked once and what that does, it selected that character. You can see a faint image of that character has appeared underneath my cursor. As I move that over the nesting dolls, they glow yellow. If I wanted to assign it to a nesting doll, I just click again and there you have it. And now with that nesting doll assigned, I can still move it around in just the same way. There you go. So I'm going to quickly assign some other dolls to the other blank ones. I'm going to go on the emoji setting and we can explore those. So maybe we'll see what this one looks like. Maybe this one here. Maybe we'll have some colours as well. We've got a gold centre which might be quite useful to assign to the smallest nesting doll. And we'll end by putting the ninja. Now to close this menu, to create more space on the screen, I just click this button up here and that slides the menu out so I've got more space to play with. So as you can see, it's quite open-ended, quite free-form type of app that allows you to kind of use it as you would like, interact with these dolls as you would like, move them around. A kind of virtual desktop space we have here. The idea is to try and replicate how you might use nesting dolls in the real world in a face-to-face session, but trying to bring that into an online session. Or indeed, some people we know will be using this in a face-to-face session because it does give you some benefits. One being you don't have to buy a load of nesting doll sets. This app comes with many characters built in. The other advantage being for a face-to-face session, maybe much more convenient just to bring a laptop with you than a whole host of nesting doll sets as well. But we think most of the time this app will be used in the context of an online video session. So with your online clients, it allows you to use and work with nesting dolls even during your online sessions by sharing your screen and using the app that way. Say we want to duplicate a nesting doll, and let's duplicate this one here. I'm going to right click on that nesting doll and that creates this menu. If I click duplicate, you'll see another nesting doll appears. Now I can right click again to clear the skin. I can do that, or I don't have to do that. I could just go straight over here and pick up a different skin that I would like to assign, and there we go, and that changes that nesting doll to that character. And and now we have 6 nesting dolls. As I said earlier, we've got a maximum number of 10, so you can duplicate a few more if you'd like, and have a few more nesting dolls on screen. Maybe this time we'll add a different character to this one, maybe this green monster. A couple of other features that I'm going to show you quickly. Down in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, there's another menu down here, and these 2 buttons in particular are quite interesting. So the reassemble and the line up. So if I click reassemble, what this will do is it will take the original 5 nesting dolls. It can't handle any of the duplicated nesting dolls. They wouldn't fit, if you like. But if I click reassemble, it would take the 5 original nesting dolls and whatever characters we have assigned to them, and it would neatly stack them again. I'm just going to move these ones out of the way for the time being. In fact, I'm going to use these blue trays, which are kind of helpful for that purpose. These blue trays are there just to help you if you did need some more space on the screen. We can move nesting dolls over that way and just keep them out of the way. Now the line up does exactly what you'd imagine it would do. It lines up the original 5 dolls. We quite like this. It's very satisfying seeing your nesting dolls that you've constructed with your client kind of reassemble themselves, and once you have reassembled it, it might also be a nice exercise to just manually go through and explore your creation, if you like, and go down through the layers and reflect on different elements with your client. So one more thing to note about these blue trays: if I was to put one of these nesting dolls, one of the original 5, in the blue tray and then click a line up or reassemble option, it will actually leave that particular doll outside of the lineup. And this may be required. There may be some instances where you or your client really doesn't want a particular layer to be part of the overall configuration, and that's what you can use these trays for as well, just to kind of park or leave to one side. You can also put more than one nesting doll on one tray, so we could, if you like, put all 3 of those dolls on the same tray in that way. They're still there, they're just hidden underneath each other. So there's lots of options there. You'll see other options on this menu. The load and save, very useful function. So you can save the session exactly as it was wherever you get to with your client. This will download a file which you can then load next time you meet with that client, and you can just pick up exactly where you left off with all of the nesting dolls in the same position. That's quite a useful feature, we think. And obviously the undo button at the top, which basically just takes you back through all of the different steps that you might have taken. Maybe useful, particularly useful if you maybe accidentally clear the skin, say, or reassign or assign a wrong skin to a doll, and you can just quickly click undo. So there you have it. We're going to leave it there for this short intro to this app. We hope you can see how powerful this app could be. We hope you appreciate the open-ended nature, the quite playful elements, the creative elements that you can bring in to your sessions using this app. And we're really interested and excited to see and hear how you guys use this app with your own sessions. Pauline has already done a couple of videos that you might have seen on her YouTube channel, illustrating a couple of different ways you can use this app in a therapeutic context. There are many more ways as well. Effectively, all of the different ways you can use nesting dolls in your physical face-to-face sessions, we would encourage you to experiment and explore using them in the same way in this online version. So we think there are lots of interventions that you could use. If you do need more ideas for interventions, we have a whole load of resources, and indeed Pauline has written a whole book all about using nesting dolls in counselling and therapeutic contexts. So loads and loads to explore. We hope you really enjoy this one. We've really enjoyed making it, and we still enjoy playing with it ourselves. So thank you again. Please do let us know what you think of this and any ideas you have for ways we can further improve and develop this one.